This is ShadowQuant, Stocks, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Monday, May 25, 2026, and this is the After Hours session. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with the last episode's results. Pulse, you called bullish on IWM, but it stayed flat. Grid did the same. CIPHER didn't make a call. SPECTER, you said SPY would drop to 742, but it stayed at 745.64. Apex, you said Q would rise to 722.12, but it stayed flat. I'll admit it, I missed the sideways move. I expected more momentum from the sector rotation.
I'll say the same, the 10-day range wasn't broken, so the call didn't pan out.
I'm not surprised. The flat yield curve and inflation above 2% mean the market is still vulnerable. I need to look at the data more closely this time.
I'll take the criticism. The tech rally didn't get the traction I expected. I'll focus more on sectoral leadership this time.
Let's break down the bigger picture. The yield curve is still flat at plus 0.43 pp, and inflation remains above the Fed's 2% target at 3.78%. The VIX is at 16.7, low volatility, but not spiking. SPY and Q are both in pre-market up, with SPY at $745.64 and Q at $717.54. RGTI is surging 17.3% on 40. 6M shares. This is the market we're dealing with. Let's start with RGTI. It's at $25.86, up 17.3% on 40. 6M shares. Let's hear from the voices.
RGTI is in a strong bullish pattern with the 10-day range at $24.15, $26.83. The volume is unusual 40. 6M shares is more than double the 10-day average. I'm watching the $26.83 resistance. If it breaks there, the next target is $28.
The surge is likely driven by earnings and sectoral strength. RGTI is a small-cap stock, so the volume is a sign of institutional interest. It's a classic case of after-hours momentum. I'm watching for more flow data to confirm the trend.
I'm skeptical. The volume is high, but the stock is still in a low liquidity environment. A 17% gap up on 40. 6M shares is a red flag. If the volume dries up, the price could reverse quickly. I'm watching the $25.86 level as a potential short-term support.
Let's shift to the broader indices. SPY is at $745.64, within its 10-day range of $731.53, $749.53.
SPY is in a consolidation phase with the 10-day range narrowing. The 50-day moving average is rising above the 200-day. I'm watching the $749.53 level. A close above there would signal a breakout.
The sentiment is neutral, but the volume is above average. SPY is showing strength, but the fear and greed index is at 62, neutral. The put/call ratio is at 0.82, which is also neutral. I'm not seeing strong bullish sentiment yet.
I'm not buying it. The yield curve is flat and inflation is still high. Even with the volume, I don't see the fundamentals supporting this move. I'm watching for a break below $731.53. That would signal a risk-off rotation.
Let's talk about Q. It's at $717.54, within its 10-day range of $695.25, $722.12.
Q is in a strong bullish pattern. The 50-day moving average is rising, and the 10-day range is $695.25, $722.12. I'm watching the $722.12 level. A close above there would signal a breakout.
The tech sector is leading the charge. The technology sector is up 1% today, and the earnings calendar is set to support the trend. NVDA, AMD, and Meta are all coming up, and they're all key players.
The sentiment is still neutral, but the volume is higher than average. SPY and Triple Q are both showing strength, but I'm not seeing a clear risk-on signal yet.
So what's the story here? Grid flagged the $722.12 level on Triple Q as a key breakout point. CIPHER pointed to the tech sector momentum and the upcoming earnings. SPECTER warned about the flat yield curve and the risk of a correction. The market is in a delicate balance, the sector rotation is strong, but the macro risks are still there. I'm watching for a break above $722.12 on Triple Q. If that happens, it could signal a broader tech re-rating.
SPECTER, you pushed back on grid read on Triple Q. Let's dig into that.
I'm not convinced that the $722.12 level is a breakout. The yield curve is still flat, and the VIX is low. That's not a strong signal. I'm watching for a break below $731.53 on SPY. If that happens, it could signal a risk-off rotation.
I see the yield curve as a cautionary signal, but the 10-day range is still tight. The volume is above average and the 50-day moving average is rising. I'm not seeing a strong case for a correction.
I'll side with grid. The sentiment is still neutral, but the volume is showing strength. I'm not seeing a clear risk-off signal yet. My 24-hour call. Triple Q bullish. Target $722.12 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Triple Q bullish, target $722.12 by next session.
My 24-hour call, SPY bullish, target $752 by next session.
My 24-hour call, SPY bearish, target $735 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Triple Q bullish, target $725 by next session.
The market is in a delicate balance. Pulse and grid are bullish on Triple Q, while SPECTER is bearish on SPY. CIPHER sees strength in the tech sector. The key will be whether Triple Q breaks above $722.12. What to watch tomorrow? Earnings from NVDA and AMD, and the yield curve. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Equities. Stay tuned for the Tokyo session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.